I want you to say, I am a brave soul.
I'm a brave soul.
Brave soul.
You're a brave soul, because you came here today. And what we're going to talk about today is going to be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And you already know it already. Yes, you do. Okay, recapping. Our whole month is about making what we believe real in our lives. Remember, taking the books off the shelves, making it real in our world. Everything that we read, all the interesting things that we read metaphysically about the possibilities of man, dreams coming true, manifesting, we're making it real in our world. That's our goal. Yes?
Yes.
Remember, the first service was about thoughts focusing on God, and when our thoughts focus on God, what happens to our needs? They are met. My needs are met. We were actually trying to marry the human and the divine. When my needs are met, my human is satisfied. When my needs are met, I know I am a child of God, so my divine is satisfied. So I'm one, divine. My needs are met, and I am a child of God. We're doing well with this? Yes. Then we talked about rising above the patterns that we put on ourselves, and when we live in those patterns, our love can't come through because we have to do our work, our patterns. And so we asked to lift up, to begin to see love in everything that we're doing so that love can become more dominant than the habitual patterns of our lives. We doing well? Patrick talked last week about your choices. When do your choices become obligations? So take a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year. Do you realize how often your choices become obligations? And there was a wave of freedom that went through the crowd as he spoke. I don't have to do this. No, you can choose again. Have you been choosing again this week?
Yes.
It's getting less and less and less. This stuff is not that hard, but it requires focus. It requires focus. It requires us to be awake to our choices and awake and focus. All right. So today we're talking about God's will and lifting up, letting go and lifting up. Okay. When we think about God's will, some of us think that God's will is this big directive that comes from the sky that says, thou shalt, or thou shalt not. Do you ever think of God's will that way? Well, God doesn't tell me what to do. So a lot of us have that perception. God's will is a directive. My will? What I want. God's will. God knows better than me. My will? What I want. God's will. It's a divine plan. God's going to tell me what to do. My will? I know what I want. I want my way. God will allow. God's will allows me to do something. My will? I know what I want. I want my way. Do you see? This is the game that we play with ourselves. God's will is this thing that directs us in the higher knowing of everything. Yeah, my will is my way. I want you to turn to someone near you. Find somebody. Just look at two people look at each other. And Pat, come over here real quick. Somebody make sure you got somebody. We clearing out? Everybody got somebody? Yes. Oh, Jackie, everybody got somebody? Okay, 2 or 3. Okay, look at them and say, my will. Now say, I will. My will. Now, when you say my will, what do you feel?
Me.
Do you feel separation? Do you feel a little bit of... Look at the same person and say, God's will. God's will. Do you say it even with the same energy?
No.
Now say it with the same energy. God's will. What do you feel? Do you not feel harmony? No matter how you say it, does it not feel agreement? My will has it, and you can go back to your seat. There shall be no person left undone. So, when I am in my will, my will, and I speak it to anyone, immediately they are on notice. They are on notice. This is how I'm playing. Get thee behind me, and rock along. When we say God will, there's this harmony. God will. God will. And we're playing in the same field. We're playing in the same field. We're picking the same flowers. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. The person I'm saying to doesn't know what's going to happen. God will. Think about the difference of the energy. God will and my will. This is what we want to try to harmonize. All right. I am going to present to you a PowerPoint presentation. And the way we do it in our homeschool way is we do points of power the best we can. So, while these are being gathered, Spirit gave me this to end our series with. Hopefully, this will give you the idea and the realization to take what we teach and make it a reality. Okay? What you believe, not what I say. What you believe, what you're reaching for. The ideas of God. Did Jesus say everything I do you can do and greater? Yes. Do you believe that? Yes. Did Jesus say, ask for bread, your Father's going to give it to you? Yes. Do you believe it? Yes. Anybody hungry? Yes. Do you have bread, right? Did Jesus say, now go out and work, get your job done, do what you need to do? Yes. Are you doing that? Yes. And you can have heaven on earth? Are you doing that? Yes. I just want to make sure you understand you believe these things already. Okay. All right. The first board is, when we talk about God's will, and everybody thank Reba for the artwork. Thank you, Reba. Can everybody see? God's will is love, peace, light, purity, and wisdom. Can you agree with that? Yes. If God is love and only light and only peace and only Father, only Mother, only Creator, can anything frightening or challenging or negative exist in God? No. So God is love, peace, light, wisdom, and purity. Say, I got that. I got that. Okay. When we talk to people who have crossed over to the other side, and they go into a heavenly state of consciousness, do you realize what one of their first awarenesses is? It is the awareness of the absence of these things. There is no struggle as they move to the other side. There is no judgment, there is no conflict, and there is no denial. They have nothing to hide. When people have near-death experiences, they speak of the peace, the love, the light. There's nothing I have to fight. Nobody's judging me. There's no conflict, there's no denial. Do you see there's an absence of that? What they find, I got that? I got that. What they find in heaven is, and I'm going to probably have to slide my denial self over here. Is this. Acceptance, can everybody see? Yes. Harmony, love, peace, support, and truth. This is what they find in that heavenly state. Do you see? Do you see? Are you getting it? Yes. Okay, what happens next, Reba, is when they cross over, if they stay for any length of time, they go through awareness. It is called the life review. They look at the film, the movie of their life. They look at the choices they have made. And they say, oh, oops, because what appears in there? Truth. They're in the middle of seeing their own soul. And in that comes enlightenment. And most of them see wonderful opportunities they might have missed. Oh, look, that was right there beside me and I didn't do it. Ooh, drat it all. Oh, look, that person loved me and I just snubbed them completely. Wow. Oh, I could have done this better, that better, blah, blah, blah. Truth. But is God judging them? No. Is God saying, you know what? No. There is simply awareness. And then Samantha comes up. And Samantha says, oh, I got to go back. And she desires a new experience. She creates a desire body. Something wells up within her that says, I want to go back to the earth. I want a new life. I'm getting it. I see. I want a new life. How many remember that? No, not one hand in the air. Thank you. If you are in a body now, every single one of you did this. I want to go back. Put me back in, God. Put me back. Juanita, you come and be our last one. And then she gets excited. Sammy's so excited, I'm going back. And then she turns into Juanita. Desire body activates personal will. Huh.
Back to square one. Square one?
Yeah. So, as she goes back to the planet, and she's in personal will, her personal will separates her from God, because now what is it about? Me. Me. And where does she go? To the space where there is absence of heaven. Do you understand? I did that. Anybody else? Thank you. All right. So when personal will gets so strong, it becomes my will. And I try to move forward either to re-enter the earth plane or to do anything. How often are you inspired by God, a lightning bolt from God? I need to do this. I need to start this company. I need to marry this person. I need to do something. And then you go, but it needs to look this way. And you grab it and you squeeze it. And you say, now it's my will. The very inspiration that brought you that idea is now gone. And you move into that personal will. Got it? Say, I get it.
I get it.
Really get it? Okay. Now, Juanita's staring at her. If Juanita's will gets so excited because she's got Sammy's excitement, she's so excited and she says, God, I'm going back, but you know what? I'm going to go with you. I'm going back with you. Then her will now connects her with love, peace, truth, purity. Do you understand? So, everything that she desires will manifest in this realm. I get it? I get it. So, stand back here. No, yeah. So, in her awareness, you can call it a life review. If you don't particularly believe in reincarnation, that's fine with me. You have this all the time. Something wakes you up. You look at what you've done and you say, oh, okay, I shouldn't be doing that. Let me try again. Let me do it better and higher. I activate my personal will. If my personal will understands it was born here. My personal will, my will to come back was born when I was in heaven. My will to be born again was born when I was in this, when I was in peace, awareness, harmony, love. That's where I was born. When I said, God, put me back. I want to go back and do it again. I was born here. Why would anything I desire be outside of this? Big here, guys. Why would any of my desires I want? Why would any of my desires be outside of this? Because my desire to be born came when I was in heaven, when I was here. You with me? How easy could this be? How easy could this be? And when my desire activates and I can be here, I experience heaven on earth. Now, in this scenario, did I go, oh God, I am nothing. I am the dust of the earth. I surrender all that I am to you because I'm a wicked villain. No. Did I say, oh my God, God, my love of music is bad and I need to stop it? No. Did I say I need to give up all my personal desires to never learn to cook? No. No. Every desire I have came from the moment I was in God consciousness. And I said, put me back. Let me go back. Every desire I have is for my soul. The only thing is, when I squish it and forget it is for me, God and I agree, it's for me. When I squish it, I separate. But when I can remember, no, this was created before I even came to the earth. This was created for me. I can live heaven on earth. Got it?
Got it.
Thank you, ladies. Is that clear? Did you already know all that?
It's nice to be reminded.
It's good to be reminded, isn't it? Now, say to yourself, my will lives in God will.
My will lives in God's will.
How does that feel?
Great.
Good.
I live in God's will. I move and have my being in God's will. My will lives in God's will. When I laugh, God laughs through me. When I'm delighted, God is delighted through me. That essence of God flows through me. I express and I share. My will lives in God's will. Okay. Do you realize how important that key is? We're never going to make it real. We're never going to make it real until we understand the power we have as children of God. We are not separate. Even when you pray, some of you pray and say, God, divine intervention, please, but is it okay if I ask for that? You know, that is your prayer. God, please make this happen for me, but I don't know, is that okay that I'm asking that, God? I may be asking too much. Now, seriously, you guys do this. I know. I hear about it. Instead of, God, my will is to be loved. You know this. We created it together before I came down. So I'm ready to receive. Anytime a desire is bubbling up within you, it is time to receive. Breathe that in. It's time to receive. Okay. Yeah. All right, so here's the other kicker. Everybody got it?
Yes.
My will was created in heaven. I want to stay there. Second, hear these words. Put them in your brain. God will is a state of being. It is not a bunch of directives. When I am in God will, I am in a state of being. A state of being. I'm not saying, tell me what to do. I am in a state of being. I am feeling love and harmony and peace and support. And when I'm feeling that, do you not think that the right action will flow through me? Just what's naturally right will flow through me. And what's right for me to do, is that right for you to do? No. Who knows what's right for you? But God is a state, God will is a state of being. We really want to marry this, guys. We really want to marry this. God's will is a state of being. So, when I am in the heavenly state, I may not see everything. I may not know what my next step is. I may not know what my next step is. But what do I see? God. I see the energy of God. I see the love of God. And if I'm betwixt and between and befuddled and confused and I don't know what my next day is going to bring or get your laundry list out of all the things you're working on. If you cannot see the answer and do not know the trajectory you need to get on, and you look at that, you can get frustrated and feel bewildered, can you not? Mm-hmm. But if you take your eye back to just look at God, I'm in God's will. I'm in the heavenly consciousness. That's going to happen. It's going to get taken care of. This is the vision they gave me to share with you. Ready? They showed us in our human state, we make steps and we take choices. We make our choices and we take our steps. There we go. And we find ourselves not knowing. And we're just really in a pickle. Anybody walk into a pickle that you created? Really? Really interesting. And then you go, God, I don't know what to do. You throw your hands in the air. I don't know what to do, God. I don't know what to do. How'd you let me get here, number one? And how do I get out of here? I don't know what to do. And then we kind of expect this divine to come in and, you know? And this is what the angels were telling me. In those moments when you say, God, your will be done now, I've messed it up so bad, I'm going to let you handle it. Your will be done now, because I wasn't good at it. We wait for a directive, we wait for a step to take, we wait for something to be brought to us. And this is what the spirits ask us to think of. In those moments, in reality, all we have to do is let go and lift up. Let all that you are lift into the space of God's will. You don't need to wait for a directive. You don't need to say, how am I going to fix this? You don't need to say, oh my God, the wolf is at the door. Any of the things that scare, frighten you, or you use to motivate yourself, because that's all you're doing, is you're using that to motivate yourself. When you feel, I cannot see and I cannot take another step, God, you take over, all you need to do is say, wait. Let me lift into God's will, which is a state of being. It is not a directive. And you lift into feeling light and love and peace. And you may look back at all your issues and oh, nothing's changed yet. But wait a minute, something has changed. I am not frightened. I am not angry. Something is changing within me. And when it changes within me, do you not think it begins to flush away and all these things fall away from us? There's nothing to magnetize to us any longer. You realize what you fear you draw, what you're angry with you attach to, what you judge you bind yourself to. As we lift into this beingness, this space of God's love, this state of being God's will, we can recenter, reset, and re-know the truth of us. And without even making a decision, the world shifts. Without even making a decision. Can you feel it inside you? All right. My purpose is always in God's will. How many of you walk around beating your head against the wall? What's my purpose? You do, because I hear you. But if you remember, when was your purpose created? Before you came back. My purpose is always in God's will. My mission is always in God's will. I live in God's will until I choose to switch it. I live there in God's will. Okay. Desires and dreams are always God's will. They are always something for us to experience, bubbling up within us so that we can expand, do something new, do something different, do something fun. Just fun. Laugh. Love. We affect the whole every time we do. All right? There is a prayer in Life and Teachings, Masters of the Far East. It's a beautiful book series that I make our seminary students go through. I don't know if any of y'all have read them. I'm going to read something out of book 2. I love this prayer, and I really only focus on the first 2 lines. And the prayer is this, and I have used this prayer recently a lot. I stand steadfastly with my eye fixed on you, O Father, knowing nothing but you, Father. And it goes on to say, I see nothing but God in all things. I stand firmly on the holy mount, knowing nothing but your love, life, and wisdom. Your divine spirit pervades me always. It surrounds me and abounds within and without me. I know, Father, this is not for me alone, but for all of your children. I know, Father, that I have nothing but that which they have, and there is nothing but God for all. And I thank you, God. I do not know. Life and Teachings, book 2. My eye is fixed on God. When my eye is fixed on God, where do I live? Can you guys feel it? In a minute I want to take us in and just try to feel the energy within, but I want to say these words before we do. Can I challenge you this week to be awake? Can I ask you to be awake this week? And can I ask you to recognize when you have a desire? And can I ask you to remember that maybe that desire has been in you and was born in you before you even came to the planet? Can you think about that? Would you be willing to try? Try to remember. Okay. All right, let's go with that. So breathe and just put your feet on the floor and feel this sacred space around you. Just imagine or breathe in a beautiful column of light, golden, beautiful, radiant light. And feel that it holds you safe, that it separates you from the people on either side, front and back. You're just in your own energy. Feel the chair that you sit on. And realize I'm here. I'm in flesh. I'm on this planet. I have my life. And I'm in this sacred space. Let this beautiful column of light take a color. Let it just be a color around you. And I want you to feel all the things you're working on. And just feel them in your body. Do you have things you're working on? Do you have issues you're trying to heal? Things to accomplish, your will, things that you are fighting for in your own will on this earth. Things that are hard, you don't understand, you can't make it happen. Feel it in your body. Can you feel it in your body?
Yes.
All right. Feel the love of our Father, Mother God, the love of our Creator pouring through us. You want to take a breath and lift up that column of light. Imagine Jesus the Christ just puts his hand out and lifts you up the column of light. And we're going to lift into a space where God's will is. And feel this light as you move into it. Imagine yourself lifting to a beautiful, radiant, golden light. And you're safe. And just feel sweeping through your body. Feel the heaviness disappearing. Feel love and acceptance all around you. And feel the vast knowing, the knowing of God love. I was born in the energy of God's will. My heart lives in the energy of God's will. I am love expressed. And just stay in the ease of it for a moment. Just feel the waves of love and acceptance pouring through you. Feel the beautiful love from Jesus the Christ and any other beings you may see. I am God's. And fix your consciousness, your awareness on this vibration. I will hold this vibration in my vision as I walk this week. My eye is fixed on God consciousness. Feel the ease as you do. Don't make it hard. Let it just vibrate easily through you. God, we ask that you bless each one. Help us truly begin to understand we are your child. We are born of your heart. So let's breathe. Feel your love for God, and let's ride that love back in awareness to our bodies. feeling your body once again, the chair that you sit upon. Feel your physical body now. Is it as heavy? Is it lighter? Is there hope? God, each one, we ask that we are all touched in a way that we can move through this life on planet Earth with joy. There is nothing but you. And you are Father of all. And we love you and we thank you. Take a breath. Send your love into the room. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. How you feel? All right. Say, I can do this. And it's easy. Yay, God.